this is David Dellinger.
We get some
David, how do you spell your last name?
Gee, I'm sorry. Now that I'm over 80, I can't remember. I think it's something like Dellin. Then it might be G-E-R.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Anyway, Robert, what's your plans? What are you guys going to be planning to do? Are you marching?
Yeah, we're marching. That's our big thing is marching.
So you're going to rally here first?
Now, the ABC people were here earlier waiting for you.
Yeah,
well, they're coming back.
Okay, so David, how long have you been associated with
Well, I started in 1968 when I worked with Abby Hoffman. And as soon as I heard of it this year, I was excited and enthusiastic. And then, well, I had talked to Andrew earlier, but then I met Rob McDonald and other people from the Life when I came for a couple of pre-planning meetings. So I'm very supportive of what they're doing and trying to join them and
Federal Plaza.
you know, I have the same goals and ideals that they do. Basically, of course, everybody's a little different.
And if you can for me, David, state what those goals and ideas are.
Well, first of all, I like the idea of a festival of life as against a festival of protest. Because I think that what you need to do is to incorporate, what we need to do is to incorporate the ideals that we stand for into our own lives and not expect the government to put into practice the things that we want. But beginning with Stop the Drug War today, I support, you know, what it really comes down to is that all the aspects of life in which people are treated by the present society as being less than human and less than equal to some of their fellows. And that includes not only in the treatment of drugs, but the environment, the economic system, the health system, the welfare system, which is now a system of welfare for multinational corporations and not for human beings, and well, every other issue, which is the immigration failures, and so forth. And on the immigration, I think it's so funny because the Europeans are, after all, immigrants into a land owned by other, you know, or divided amongst other people. And even in California, where they're the most narrow about that, California was seized by the invading Europeans in the Mexican War, and now anybody who comes back to their land from, or part of their land from Mexico is called an illegal immigrant.
Okay, I got one more question for you, and that is, as your perspective watching this process in '68 and again now, the climate is quite different. Can you sort of describe for me how it's changed?
Well, yes, I think things have gotten worse in the society as a whole. The division of the country into rich and poor has gotten much more extreme than it was then. And to take the example of the drug war, which is today, that becomes, they've actually increased the military since the days of the Vietnam War, and they're using the drug war as an excuse for putting new military colonies in all the countries from which drugs come. On the other hand, the CIA is the greatest purveyor of drugs in the country. And back in '68, the CIA was flooding South Vietnam with heroin in order to turn soldiers into half-asleep people and to get rid of the fact that the soldiers were beginning to revolt because they had found out that the war was a lie. And in the same way, and actually in '72, when I was in Miami, standing for the same values as I'm standing for today, the federal government brought in something called Quaaludes, which were supposed to improve the male potency, and they went around. They provided them, and they got people who didn't know any better to be their distributors and to convince everybody that instead of demonstrating outside the convention, they should all take Quaaludes and have sex.
So that's a big thing.